girl Carrie, and we're back another Sunday. Welcome to Queen's Cave, the podcast. Thank you for being here once again. And I have my girl with me, another special guest.
Hi everyone, I'm Stacia.
And today we're talking about setting the standard. Y'all, we gotta set the standard. Whether it's in your life, your relationships, your career, we have to set the standard for ourselves. So today that's what we're talking about. So Stacia, is it wrong for wanting more out of life?
I definitely don't believe that it's wrong. I feel like we only have one shot in life.
Right.
So, I mean, we gotta go, if we feel like we need more, then we need to go get it. Like, we have this one life, like, we need to get as much out of this life as we can. I know some people feel like they have, I feel like we'll never have everything like we feel. How can I say it? It's always something more in life you can like look forward to, like, and I think we all should just like continue to like strive for more.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like, I think social media does a good job of us saying, oh, that's what's out there too?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that. I didn't know that was
Right.
out there. And also, I think it's a good thing to have mentors as well. Because a lot of times, like, I came out of college and I thought I wanted one thing, but I was like, oh, this out here too? Let me get that. And a lot of time, you have people around you like, okay, you good where you at.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're conditioned to settle where we at. Why do you think that is?
Sometimes I feel like we're conditioned to settle where you're at because I know everybody have different like situations.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm just gonna use me for an example. I come from a family like me. My family is the type that will want me to always be near, want me to always be close. And especially as of right now, say for example, my job works out for me to be based out of like a city that's near home. And everything is pretty much working out for me really well. So it's kind of feel like, okay, I'm in a condition to where like I'm settled. Like I can settle right here. It works. I'm close to home. I have a really good job. Everything is working out. So it's kind of like circumstances, kind of like with the circumstances you're in. I know for me, I feel like, I don't know, I'm not the type to feel like I'm settled. I always feel like I gotta keep finding something else to do. I feel like not like I'll never be satisfied, but it's like I'm gonna always seek more.
Right.
Yeah, always seek more until I get to that point and be like, you know, it's time for me to settle down. It's like I feel like I've done all I should do. I like had all these experiences. I think it's time like for me to go ahead and settle down and like calm it down a little bit.
Yeah. I think another reason why is because where I come from and out of St. Stephen, you don't see a lot of people make it out successful. Like a lot of people is successful making money, but I'm not saying it's mediocre, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is because of our environment, if you got a good job, if you making good money, if you have a car, if you have these things, you can go on vacation, that's enough. So I think our background and our environment has a lot to do with it.
Definitely.
But I think, and sometimes I think family, the opinions of family sometimes be like, oh, you good, you got a good job.
Yep.
No, like I want more. Like, why is it wrong for me to want more? And I think college kind of helped me see that as well. Like, it's more out here. And I'm glad that I did go to college because nowadays you don't have to go to college. You can find a trade and you can make money, which is awesome. But I think college opened my eyes and learning different people's backgrounds, like, okay, it's more out there. It's not just about getting a plant job. And there's nothing wrong with that at all because I feel like our parents, our grandparents had to do that to survive.
Exactly.
But now we don't have to survive to live. We can actually live now.
We can. And I know like, for example, like me, like changing careers and like being a flight attendant now, I know like I've noticed also that, hey, like I didn't need to go to college for this. Like this is something I could have jumped straight into. But then it's like now I'm seeing more things as I'm being out there. So it's like got to the point like now I want to seek like trying to go to pilot school, trying to switch it up a little bit, like because I know there's more or whatever. But yeah, that's just an example. Like there's like more out there.
Yeah. Have there been times when you've been going through either doing, because you started in hospitality and tourism and now you doing the flight attendant stuff, has there been a time where you ask yourself, am I doing this right?
Yeah, definitely. I know, for example, before going into the career, I had a lot of I questioned a lot about myself. I was like, because I know, like, from my previous job working at the hotel in Myrtle Beach, I was happy at first, everything was going great, but then as you know, COVID going on, like staffing issues, things started getting really depressing for me. And you know, transitioning or whatever, like looking for a new job, I was just in my head like, there is nothing else like I could see myself doing. Like, I'm looking for jobs, I'm like, well, there's nothing else I want to do. Then so I had a friend, she was like, apply to be a flight attendant, look at at least these jobs. So I looked at it, I was like, okay, you know, let me try it out, you know, just kind of playing around at work. Started just playing around work, like, they're not about to hire me, I'm not qualified to be a flight attendant. However, I applied though, and luckily I got an interview offer, went through the interview process, got the job, but it all happened so quickly. So I questioned myself, like, am I making the right decision? Am I doing this right? I spoke about it with my parents. My parents, you know, questioned things, had a lot about like, okay, what about finishing school? What about this? What about that? Living situations. Luckily, I feel like everything happened for a reason also, because luckily my sister lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina was like one of the main hubs for, of course, for my airline. And it just so happened to work out for me. And I was just like, you know, I'll give it a try, see if I can balance school and balance work together. And, you know, just the whole process probably took about 3 months in total last year. And it all happened so quickly. Me moving out, quitting my job, just moving on. I had to stay in Dayton, Ohio for a month. And, you know, it was a struggle even when I went to training, because training was in Dayton, Ohio. And that was a struggle because I know me being like, you know, meeting so many people, I'm around a bunch of strangers from all over the world. I'm like, did I make the right decision? Am I doing life right now? Like, did I make a mistake? But I mean, honestly, like, as time moved on, I realized, you know, everything happened for a reason. I am doing this right. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing what I believe is like want to make me happy. And yeah, I feel like that's my answer.
But I'm glad you took, like, you just threw yourself out there.
I did.
Because a lot of times, if we question a lot, we're not going to do it. And I think sometimes that happens for me when I want to do a lot of stuff. Like, I'll plan it out, but I'm the type of person, I want it perfect. If I don't have number 3 right, I'm not going to do any of it at all. But I'm glad you threw yourself out there, because it led you to a great opportunity. And listen, my sis be on a high, okay? She be on a high. But that's what happens when you put yourself out there. When you see more, you just playing around. Like you said, everything happens for a reason. And like, we be playing about it, but stuff aligns perfectly where you need to be. So it's good to actually throw yourself out there. And actually, speaking about that, going to school for hospitality and tourism, and now you're a flight attendant, when did you know, like, you actually knew that it was time for you to leave?
So I knew it was time for me to leave when I noticed I was waking up, getting ready for work drained me. It drained me, and I felt sad every time it was time for me to go to work. I did not have the feelings I initially had, like, at the beginning when I started that job. It just felt like, oh my gosh, like, I hate it. I hate doing this. I don't want to be here. It got to a point that I knew when I walked in the building it was going to be a bad day. I know I was going to go through something. And it was just one night I had like a big breakdown at work, and I'm just like, I cannot keep doing this. Like, I knew at that point it was time for me to make a decision to leave. And again, that's when it got to a point that one of my coworkers, who is now like one of my closest friends, she's just like helping me, be like, you know what, like, you gotta go. Like, you're not happy here, like, let me help you or whatever. So she's like, here, apply to this airline, because I got emails from them, they're hiring like crazy. She was very supportive to me too, and that kind of like gave me an idea, like, okay, so she sees I'm unhappy, other people see I'm unhappy, like, I have to make some change for myself, because this is not healthy. It was affecting me mentally, affected me in school, and in my social life. So I was just like, like, work was controlling me. It was like I had no freedom. It was hard to get off. I didn't have any control. So like, it was just one day, I just sat at work, and I was on the computer, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then, like, after a while, when I actually got the interview offer, I was just like, okay, all right, this is my opportunity. It's my opportunity to like give it a shot, give it a go, because like, it is time for me to leave. Like, I need to find like something else. I never even thought like I would do something that would be qualified for it. So I mean, hey, life throws different shots at you. I mean, you wake up, you just never know what to expect. So I mean, why not give it a shot and switch it up?
I love that. And y'all, don't be afraid to leave these jobs. I'm sorry. Because one thing Carrie gonna do,
a job. One thing about it.
I'm gonna leave a job, okay? And the crazy thing is, growing up, my dad never taught us to quit. Either when it's sports, if you playing soccer, I don't care if you don't like the coach, you're gonna finish the sport for the season. But nowadays, your mental health is more important. If you're waking up sad, by y'all, thank you for the opportunity. Like they say, don't burn bridges. Leave the right way, but y'all don't be afraid to quit these jobs, because at the end of the day, it's your life,
right?
And if you're not happy getting up, that's a problem, first of all. And I think now I'm kind of struggling with, because everybody needs a foot in the door, right? But if that foot in the door is draining and you really don't want to be there, I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it. It's other ways, and y'all know me from previous episodes. My faith in God is top priority, and I believe I will end up wherever I need to be. So I'm not finna be abused by nobody. I'm not finna be on a job that don't really see the need of me being there. As soon as I leave, they hiring somebody else. Bye, y'all. Bye.
And I can definitely relate to that, because I know at that job I definitely felt abused. After a while, I felt abused, I felt used, and it was getting to the point that I had this whole big idea, like a major in hospitality management. By the time I graduated school, I'll probably be in a manager position or a supervisor position. I was thinking I'm gonna work my way all the way up the ladder. But it was just that it was not worth staying there and going through what I was going through. So like definitely have to put yourself first and like take care of you and your mental health, and like if you just gotta take risks with these jobs or whatever, and like just your career in general.
And they said the job market is amazing right now, guys. But God don't be afraid to take risks. Like and some people is not gonna understand it, and even your family not gonna understand. But you gotta be your number one supporter. And I learned that you have to be your number one supporter. If you think you can do it, do it. If you don't think you can do it, it's not gonna get done. So you gotta be your number one supporter at the end of the day. So you said you always looking for new opportunities. Do you think this is something you're gonna be doing for a while, or what's next?
So I think about, this is actually a topic I think about like a lot, or lately I've been thinking about it, because I get this question all the time. People ask, is this something you want to do forever? Is this gonna be a lifelong career? Right now, I'm thinking like being a flight attendant will be my lifelong career, to the point that I want to retire. But now, flying, meeting people, like learning new things, I have like in the back of my head, I have an idea like I want to try like going to pilot school, get my private pilot license. And the pilots be making money. So I was just like, And really what that got that idea into my head, because it's not in the airline or aviation industry is not much of the African American community. I saw this one girl, she was from Austin, Texas, and I actually thought she was a flight attendant or whatever, but because she had on her heels, her makeup done, nice long hair, and I was like, I'm about to work with her in the cabin. Next thing you know, she sat in the pilot seat, and I was like, I'm like, is she the first officer? And she was so young, so pretty. She was like 26-year-old or whatever. And I was talking with her, and she was like, she said, I've been flying since I've been 18. She was like, it's something I always wanted to do and look forward. And I was just like, wow, if she can do it, I can do that. But like I said earlier, I'm always looking for like new opportunities and trying to like change things up. Not that I would never be satisfied, but I'm just always looking for a change. And so that's why I'm thinking like, okay, maybe after I finish my last semester at Coastal, I'll switch it up and like try to go to pilot school, even though I hate school. But if I go to like pilot school to get my pilot license, it'll take like a max of like maybe 2 years. And I was like, that's not bad. It'll be different for me, and it'll be like a big major risk. And I don't know, I feel like that'll be a life changer. And like I'll face my fears, because like when I was young, I never thought like I'll be flying a plane. I never even thought I'll be working on a plane, being a flight attendant. So it's like, so
this girl,
I'm gonna
take the risk, because you never know. What's that quote say? You miss all the shots that you don't take. So even if you miss, try it again. I'm gonna make a layup or something. It might not be a 3-pointer, but I'm gonna make a layup. But take those risks, and that's what you have to do. And it's good to have people around you. Going back to what you said earlier, like your friend was like, Stacia, you unhappy, go apply for this. It's good to have those type of people, not just yes men, not just people hyping you up. It's good to have genuine people in your life that's gonna say, go do that.
Yeah.
Even if you do miss, go do it. You have to have those people, and I always say, you have to have those people in a place to be like, yeah, you can do this. Get to know people, because people will introduce you to different things. So check your circle. That's kind of off topic, but check your circle, and you need those people in place to be able to push you to say, hey, go do this, go try this. Not just yes men and people hype you up, which is cool, but we adults now, okay? We adults. These not high schools anymore. Okay, but just talking about relationships and setting your standard in that area, you ever see that meme that's saying habit, standards, and boundaries will have your phone dry? And it's that man with the no hair. But that is so true. Having standards and boundaries will have your phone dry. And y'all, it's okay. Were there times you had to let people go because it wasn't aligning for what you wanted for yourself?
Yes. Definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say like it happened a lot, but definitely lately it has. As I'm getting older, you know, being away from family and friends and learning more like new things in life, I'm kind of seeing the path and track my life is going.
Yeah. And
I'm learning more and more every day what I do want in like a friend, like in friends or like in relationships in general. But yeah, I do feel like it was times like I feel like I had to let people go because it just wasn't aligning up with me, like in my life and like my well-being, because not everybody is really for you, and sometimes some people are just not for you for that specific season.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely had to experience like letting people go or letting go of certain relationships, because you know it's just, I see, not that it was holding me back from things, but it's just not what I know I needed. Like in my life at the time. And I hate to be like selfish, because I'm usually the type of person like I feel like I want to be in their life, like I want to be there for them. But then I had to realize, you know, Stacia, you gotta let go for you. Because they're not good for you. And it's gonna like hold you down. But you know.
And I think you mentioned something important, like sometimes like those people shouldn't be there in that season. Like you don't need them in that season. And I think that was a hard pill for me to swallow. Because like you said, I want the people I grew up with, the people that I built something with, I want them to go with me to the top. But sometimes, and God has a way of showing you things that sometimes you don't need them in this season. Like, I'm not saying y'all will never be friends ever again, but sometimes it's those seasons where you need to be alone. And it's a hard pill for me to swallow, because I'm a people's person. I like being around my friends. I love being around my family. I like being, like, helping people wherever I can help and doing all these stuff. But sometimes, like, God tell me, sit down. Like, go do this, go do this, go do that. And being alone for me is hard. Like it's really hard for me, because every time I done tell y'all, I'm Bob the Builder. I be trying to fix everybody's problem. I be trying to work with the community. I be trying to help in any way I can. But I think it's a time for me now to be alone and try to figure things out for myself without other opinions, without people telling me this, because I'm not a person also, like, I'll see something that somebody got and be like, I can get that. Watch me do it. And I try to do it. So being alone in a season is hard, but sometimes that's necessary.
And I feel like I'm actually in a season now to where I'm being a lot more alone. Like, I mean, of course, like I'm always away for work and being around a lot of people, but I noticed that lately, like I've been separating myself, and then like lately I've been learning a lot about myself, and I noticed that I thought I was a person who like loved being alone, wouldn't mind being alone, but lately I noticed that I hate being alone. Being alone bothers me. And I feel like it's something I do need to try more, so I can learn how to get comfortable about it. And like, but it's really teaching me a lot, because every day I feel like I learn something new about myself. I'm learning a lot more, and I feel like me being alone, like lately, definitely is showing me like, wow, like this makes you uncomfortable. This makes you feel a certain type of way, but this is something I need. I need to learn how to be alone.
And I think it's kind of a hard pill for everybody to swallow, because sometimes people do not know how to be alone, because when people are in the air, they live for that person. So a lot of times people don't know what to do when they're alone. They go into depression, they go into these different type of situations looking for themselves. When you find yourself in God and by yourself. So I think a lot of times it's hard for people to swallow that pill, and it's okay, because we all go through it, and it's fine. Like you will be all right. Like you really will be okay. With setting those boundaries and those different relationships, do you communicate that to that person, or you just kind of show that through your actions?
So I'm definitely a communicator.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel that I have to like express that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to express how I feel. I have to express my boundaries. Like I have to express to someone how they made me feel.
Mm-hmm.
I have to express what I don't like that what they do.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot more lately. I haven't done that in the past. In the past, I've always kind of just been like, oh, just hold back on it. Maybe they'll figure out by my actions that they're making me unhappy. But no, but lately I've definitely realized that I communicate more.
Okay.
And I have, for me to feel okay about like better about it, I have to let it out. I have to make sure this is what I don't like, this is what I don't want, and this is how you make me feel.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely I communicate it.
Okay, and I think it's the opposite for me. Before I used to communicate, because I know I be popping all my people,
Mm-hmm.
but like I will communicate that. But recently, like with this one situation, like I can show you better than I can tell you, because I guess with this situation, I've told you multiple times, and it will be situations where you feel like, okay, let me try to hold on a little longer. Let me try to hold on longer. But I'm at the point like I can show you better than I can tell you. So before it was a lot of communicating, like. Don't play, don't do this, like I don't like this, I don't like this. But nowadays, Carrie gonna show you, like I'm gonna show you.
So when you say you show them better than you could tell them, what do you mean exactly by it? Like do you like kind of just fall back?
Like I just fall back, like I'll cut you off, like I talk to you when I want to, like, because I felt like a lot of times when I communicated how I feel, it's always reversed, or they try to pull me back in to get them to actually speak to them. So nowadays I'm just like, okay, we good. Like we know where we both stand.
Yeah, I know me. Like, depending on the situation, like and who it is. Like I know I will communicate, but my issue is that I'll communicate how I feel, and I'll feel like, oh, I don't ever gotta talk to you again. But I'm looking for them to try.
Yeah,
like, I'm looking for them to reel me back in, and it's like I don't know. It's just me needing something like I want to be reeled back in when I know I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's just a part of me caring when I know I shouldn't care sometimes.
But like when you've been doing something for so long, it's so easy to be like, okay, let me see how they go reply. Let me see how they got that. And like it's fine because that's what we used to. So I think getting out of those habits as well is kind of hard, but it works. Like it works. Do not let people manipulate you. Like I've been telling myself since I got out of school, this is hot girl summer, fall, winter, and I'm not saying like being outside, going and drinking and stuff, but like really on my grind and learning who I am outside of what I've been doing for 4 years. Because I think for me, college has set the standard for a long time. 4 years is a long time. So that's what I'm used to. So now I'm learning how to set the standard for myself outside of those people, outside of helping people, outside of being president, outside of being in front of people. What does that look like? So I think that's where I'm at right now. But that was God. Guys, I think you really have to set the standard for your life. What do you want in relationships? What do you want in your career? Like you said earlier, it's not about, oh, I'm never going to settle or I'm never going to be happy. But it's more out there. It's more to life than what we may see on a daily basis. And don't be afraid to take those risks. Don't be afraid to try new opportunities. Don't be afraid to learn new people. Like that's why I'm saying no new friends. They don't have to be quote unquote friends, but building those relationships with people, you don't know where the heck that's gonna lead you. You don't know where that's gonna lead you. So definitely set the standard for your life. Where do you see yourself? And if it's small things, y'all start reading. I gotta get back to reading. Start reading stuff. Start going on YouTube. Like the information is out there. We just have to actually go out and look for it. Where do you want to see yourself? And go and do it. The only person stopping you is you. Okay? And I learned that the only person stopping you is you. You gotta be your number one supporter over everybody, over everything. And even if it seems impossible, still do it. So you might miss. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you go past. Let me not paint this nice little picture, because sometimes the painting ain't gonna be pretty sometimes. But still do it. Still take those risks. Any last thoughts?
No, but yeah, I agree with everything you said. And actually like talking about everything and being able to reflect, like yeah, definitely setting standards on your life is important. It is important for everybody to remember, like, you're the author of your own life, honestly. Like I know like me, just like being a flight attendant in general, like I came across like so many different people that like opened my eyes to so many different like perspectives in life and everything. And I've heard and like seen so many people, like people from different backgrounds. And like for whoever like watches the podcast or like listens or anything, like you, especially if you come from a small town, especially like us, we come from a really small town, we don't see much,
right?
And sometimes we really don't know, like we don't believe we like are worth certain things in life. But like we definitely find somebody to give you that push, and if nobody else gives you that push, you give yourself that push and you go out there and like see things for yourself, because this earth is big. It's like the opportunities are endless. So definitely take that jump, put yourself first, take care of you, and
and trust God too, y'all.
Trust God. Put him first.
Put him
He's
first.
gonna lead that path. Like
he really is. So trust in him. Believe in yourself as well. Like I said, biggest cheerleader. But y'all, thank you for being here another Sunday. We will not be back till Sunday after next, but be back.
Not the bye week.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, leave some comments. I just don't want to be talking about things I think I'm interested in. I want to talk about things that you're interested as well. So leave some comments in the comment section. Remember to subscribe. Share this to someone you think that would help, that would empower them, that will make them feel good about their week coming up. Share this with your family member, your friends, anybody. Share this on your social media as well. So subscribe, like, comment. I will see y'all week after next. All right, peace, y'all. Bye.